Hello everyone and welcome back to another video with CryptoNinjas. My name is Dale, your guide through this vast crypto universe. Right now, it's about 5 a.m. in the morning and I'm still wide awake because Coinbase just dropped the biggest retail token sale in the last 7 years. And the star of the show, MON Token, the native token of Monad, the layer 1 blockchain that's aiming to compete with Ethereum, Solana, and honestly, all of the other layer 1s out there. And you actually can get in at about 2.5 cents per token. And at the current total supply of about 100 billion tokens, that's about $2.5 billion in FTV. On some pre-markets at the moment, MON token is being traded at around 5 to 6 cents per token. That's an immediate 2 to 2.5x if you participate. And because this is Coinbase's first ever token sale for the global public, there are going to be some terms and conditions that you need to know before registering. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through the Monad's full tokenomics breakdown, as well as what I think about the allocation and clear up some of the FUDs. Next, I'm going to walk you through step by step how to participate in the Coinbase token sale, what to do, KYC and everything. And lastly, share you my thoughts on the MON token price after the pre-GE, aka the price prediction. So let's get it. I'll leave the link to join the Coinbase token sales directly in the description and also in the comments. That also includes a 30% off of a trading fees for life on Coinbase, so make sure to check that out. Thank you very much. All right, first, let's talk about the major announcement, right? MON public sale, the first ever token sale on Coinbase, which will start on November 17th and will be accessible in over 80 countries, including the US. First ever since 2018, brother. More details below. So if you click down here in the monad.xyz/announcement, this will show up and it will break down everything that you need to know about the MON tokenomics as well as the sales details on Coinbase, right? But before we get into that, I just want to, give you some insights into the fundraising amount and whatever. Okay, so first of all, Monad has already raised about 200 and $62 million. Okay, if you click on this right here, now this link is on Coinbase exchange itself. So you click on Coinbase, and this is the details that you will receive. And here we go. Look at that, right? MON raised about $262 million in funding that Monad Lab has raised across its funding rounds, as details below. Pre-seed, seed, and Series A, 19.6, 22 and $200 million, right? In the expanse of about 2 years. And now they are raising another 100 and I think $90 million. It's actually $187.5 million, but let's round that up, all right? So that in total, they are looking to raise about $452 million to fund a layer 1 that's competing with Solana, Ethereum, and all the other chains. So it's obviously pretty expensive to, launch your own layer 1s at the moment. Okay, what do the community think about this? Well, obviously they are furious for multiple reasons. Okay, not just the fundraising, but also at the fact that they raised so much money and now they're looking to raise more. Greedy people, greedy dev, right? Looking to max extract. And the second reason is the fact that Monad has done their airdrop honestly terribly, right? They prioritize the people who are KOLs, influencers, NFT holders from other ecosystem rather than prioritizing the testnet users, right? If you look at the MON airdrop allocation, then you would know a lot of the big people get the airdrop because they're KOLs simply, right? But some KOLs, the interesting thing is they don't even post anything about Monad or they don't actively participate in the ecosystem. And some of them actually FUD Monad several posts, honestly. And some are well known for being scammers and, rug pullers on the community, right? So that's why the community upset. And the final reason that they're upset with is obviously about the Monad tokenomics. Just click on this one right here, and they will show you the tokenomics detail. Here we go. So the total supply is about 100 billion tokens. That's what they said on the tokenomics, right? Look at that. However, if you look at the estimated token release schedule, so it's about 108.2 billion tokens at the end of Q4 2029, right? This one right here, this number right here. So what's happening? I thought 100 billion tokens, was going to be the total supply. Why 108.2? Well, actually, if you look at the light blue part, then this is the validated rewards. It's actually listed in the inflation part of the token supply changes. Look at that, right? Inflation. New MON tokens are minted at each block to reward validators and stakers, whatever it is, for securing the network. Annualizing this rate yields inflation of about 2 billion MON, or 2% of initial token supply per year. However, there is going to be a deflation mechanism where the transaction fees consist of a base component and a priority component, whatever it is, as described in the gas pricing docs, will be burned. All right, the transaction fee is burned, and the transaction fees is in MON token. Okay, the gas fee. So that is why, even though the max supply is 108 billion tokens, they will continuously burn it. So the total supply is only going to be like 100 billion tokens. Okay, around that. Okay, so inflation coupled with deflation, you know. So does that explains the tokenomics, the total and the max supply confusion. Okay, now there are even more details that makes people furious about this tokenomic design. First, we have several parts. Okay, the category labs treasury, basically the core dev team, will take about 4%, right? The team 27%. Okay, I gotta be honest with you, 27% for team is just too much. All right, just a lot. The investors takes up another 19.7%. The ecosystem and development about 38.5%. Now this I don't have any issues with. You know, you take as much as you want for the ecosystem, right? That's fine. The public sale 7.5%, and the airdrop is only a tiny 3.3%. Now here's why the community is upset, right? Basically they said, you know, the community is everything. That's what Monad said, right? Community is everything, and they give the community 3% and the team 27%. So is the team everything, or is it the community everything? I'll let you decide by looking at the token allocation, right? Tokenomics. I think personally the airdrop could be higher. Now I'm not, you know, obviously I'm not eligible for the Monad airdrop, but Monad doesn't really reward the testnet users that much. Again, they reward the KOLs and whatnot, influencers and big accounts more than the normal users. So yeah, that speaks a lot about Monad. You know, that I also don't agree with this low of an allocation. I think they can definitely take a little bit from the team and allocate it to the testnet users, maybe the top users, not entirely all, but for some users, you know, but they'd rather take it to a team, I guess. I don't know. Another crazy thing about the tokenomics is how much token is unlocked at the first day, at day one. Okay, scroll down and you're going to see on the first day of TGE, 49.5% of the total supply is unlocked. But here's the explanation. 10.8% will be unlocked and in public circulation, freely deployable for activities on the Monad protocol. Okay, but approximately 38.5 billion MON tokens, about 38.5%, are expected to be allocated to the ecosystem development. This part right here, it's also unlocked, right, and stewarded by the Monad Foundation. In total, approximately 49.4 billion MON tokens are unlocked on day one of Monad public mainnet, and the rest is locked. So people are already flooding because, wow, 49, 50% unlocked. Are you crazy? It's going to inflate the token like crazy, right? But here's the thing. Even though it's unlocked, it is not freely in circulation. That's the difference, okay, between this token and the 10.8% token. These tokens is freely in circulation. Everybody can trade it. But 38.5%, even though unlocked, it is in the team's control. Okay, the team will decide what to do and how and when to deploy this amount. They're not going to put it entirely into circulation and let people trade it. No. They're gonna use it in a different way. How? A significant portion of the MON allocated to ecosystem development will initially be delegated, staked basically, via the validator delegation program to promote security of network. About between 15 billion and 25 billion MON in the first year will be delegated. So there we go. It's not being traded. It's not in circulation. It's staked. It's locked in staking contracts. What happens with the remaining 38.5% of the tokens? They will spend it on programs, campaigns, incentives to push the ecosystem, right? And they're not going to unlock it entirely in one day and 1 year. No, they're going to spend it years to come. There is also another details in this one, which is very weird to me, that in the future, some portion of the ecosystem development allocation may be used to fund Monad Foundation operating expenses. Operating expenses? Are you kidding me? Bro, you already raised like $450 million. And now you're taking the token for operating expenses? What is the thought process here? So why are you raising $450 million for? What do you use it for? You know what I mean? Again, there are a lot of FUDs around, the Monad Foundation is just going to use a token and OTC deals, whatever it is, and sell tokens, whatever it is. I don't know if they're going to do that. I can't verify for sure, but we've seen that, from time to time with different projects. The latest project that we've seen doing this is Mantra DAO. You remember that crash? Crazy, right? So that was because of, shady OTC deals. So people were afraid that this is going to happen the same thing. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I cannot vouch for the Monad team to be, good actors entirely and not do something similar. But again, we're just gonna have to give trust in the team. At the end of the day, it depends on the team. If the project's successful or not, it depends entirely on the team and how they build it. Moving on to the next part and the most important part, which is the token sale, the public sale on Coinbase and how to participate. The token sale information, it opens on Monday, November 17, 9 a.m. EST time, and closes on Saturday on November 22nd, 2025. So you have about 5 days to participate in this sale. The number of tokens available for the sale is up to 7.5 billion MON, about 7.5% of initial token supply. Sale price is 2.5 cent per MON token, FTV 2.5 billion. Again, at some pre-markets, MON is already at 5 to 6 cents. So that's 2.5x right there, right? Determination of the sale price. So yeah, again, you don't have to read this, whatever it is. Now, important part, jurisdiction, okay? Participation in the public sale is available to eligible purchasers in the following jurisdiction where Coinbase operates. So these are countries that are available to be eligible to join. The minimum bid amount is $100. The maximum is $100,000. Coinbase One subscribers may have higher threshold pursuant to the Coinbase token sale platform terms. Now, Coinbase uses an oversubscription allocation. If the total number of requested tokens is greater than the total available tokens, a distribution mechanism called filling up from the bottom attempts to create a broad distribution among sales participants and limit asset concentration among large purchasers. The mechanism first identifies the users with the smallest unfilled amount, the bottom, right, and grants the specified amount to all requesters. So what that means is if you request $100, which is the smallest amount, the system will identify it and allocate you a certain amount of tokens. And that certain amount of tokens will also be, sent to all of the other requesters, the same amount of token, right? And if that happens, the system then identifies the next smallest unfilled amount and grants that amount to all requesters. The system continues fulfilling requests in this way until one, a user receives the full amount of their requested tokens, in which case the system will stop allocating tokens to that user, but continue allocating tokens to other unfulfilled requests. Or two, there are not enough remaining tokens to complete an equal distribution of the lowest unfilled amount to all users. At this point, all remaining tokens are distributed evenly to all remaining users. In order to participate in the Coinbase sale, very simple. First, create a Coinbase account, sign in with your email, and then complete the first step KYC, which is uploading your ID or driver's license, the drill, okay? Next step is to go to your account on the top right, click on settings, and then click on security, okay? You gotta make sure that your account is secure before participating. So in order to secure your account, again, you can create a password and then two-step verification. Just use the available methods, a passkey, authenticator app like Google Authenticator, a security key, trusted contact, security prompt, whatever it is that you want. Or, the best scenario is to set up all of these things, okay? After that, you can participate, okay, in the sale. So to participate in the sale, click on Coinbase again, and then click on more. After that, click on the token sale. Now, Monad is the first ever project to be on the token sale, so you can find it pretty easily right here. Click on that and obviously deposit money in, the amount that you want to participate. It has to be in USDC, by the way. It cannot be in ETH. If you have Ethereum or BNB, you can deposit on Coinbase exchange and then swap it to USDC, right? But yeah, minimum amount and maximum amount, just deposit any amount that you like to participate, and then just wait for the day, and then just click on the request. Now, what do I think about the MON price at the TGE? I made a video up here previously, so you can check that out. Right now, the pre-market price on Binance futures is about 5.1 cents. That's not high, honestly. $5.1 billion in FTV for a layer one project that raises this insane amount. But with the current market where Bitcoin is going down, the whole entire market is in a bear state. I think $5 billion to $6 billion in FTV is a fair valuation to MONAP at the listing day. After 1 year, MON price could even fall down to about $3 to $4 billion in FTV, right? The 3 to 4 cents, or even down to the sales price of about 2.5 cents. Okay, most projects that they launch at crazy high valuation, they all always come down no matter how much money they raise. It's totally possible, but still, if you participate in this sale, you're not going to lose money. You're going to make money because all your tokens are unlocked. So yeah, if you have money, I think you should participate in this sale. It's free money, right? Just wait for a couple of days for your money to get in and sell immediately on open market. But yeah, that's kind of my price prediction for MON, listing at about five to $6 billion at FDV, so 5 to 6 cents, and then eventually going down after a couple of days or a couple of weeks of launching to like 3 to 4 cents. And then maybe after years, it's going to be even 1 to 2 cents. And that's it for my video about MONAD. Today, we covered the MONAD tokenomics, give you a full breakdown and what I think about its allocation. We're also looking at the MONAD token sales on Coinbase, how to participate, and lastly, share you my thoughts about the price action of MON token after listing. I hope that you liked the video. If you do, make sure to like and subscribe to CryptoNinjas for more contents like this, and make sure to use our Coinbase referral links to participate in the sale and also get 30% off of the trading fees for life. Thank you very much, and comment down below what you think about the price of MON at the TGE date. Thank you very much for watching, and daily out.